Hey guys, so this is video 1 on goal setting. This is a major part of the foundation that we're trying to set. So please pay attention, pull out a pen and paper, and pause the video when you need to, and let's get through it together. So, goal setting. Why are you here? Why have you invested time in this program, money in this program, and sat down now to watch this video, hopefully uninterrupted? What is your reason? Now, sometimes I'll get really good reasons. Sometimes I'll get really vague reasons, like I just want to feel better. So let's try to dig a little deeper and understand you. Not for me to understand you, for you to understand you. Because once you understand why you're doing what you're doing and you've dug down to the underlying reason beyond I want to feel better or I want to look better, once you can attach an emotion to the reason, your chance of success is going to double, if not triple. So let's get this done right. So write down 3 goals for me, just 3. You might say, for example, I want to get rid of my back pain, or I want to feel light and full of energy again. Or you might say, because I hate my body and I feel uncomfortable and nothing looks good on, right? So write down those goals. So it might just be, I want to lose weight, but then the why. Why are you doing it? So again, the examples that I gave were to get rid of back pain, to have more energy, or to feel lighter and not hate your body. And that's a very valid reason, mind you. So you've written down why, but now I want to know why that's important to you. So if you said back pain, you want to get rid of back pain, why is it important for you to get rid of back pain? You might say to me, because being in consistent agony makes me short-tempered, and I don't want to be, the father or the mother that's always yelling at home, and I don't want my kids to think of me as an angry person, all because of the back pain that I have. In terms of the other example that we gave about you want to have more energy, maybe it's because you come home every day after work and you're exhausted and you're not motivated to go out, and you haven't dated anybody in over 2 years, and you don't know how you're going to meet anyone if you're just gonna come home and crash every night because you're just exhausted and never have any energy for anything beyond the necessary. You might say that you want more energy to play with your kids when you come home from work. Maybe you want to create more memories with them and bond with them, and that's the real underlying emotional energy, a reason for why you want more energy and to lose weight. The other reason, or the other goal that we gave as an example was, I want to lose weight because I hate my body and it's so uncomfortable getting dressed and nothing looks good on. And I would say, well, why is it important to you that, things look good on and it's not so frustrating to go out? And then you might dig deeper and say, honestly, I'm, very lonely, and I never put myself out there. I'm always hiding out. And when my girlfriends say, let's go out, it's such a hassle and such a source of frustration going through so many outfits, trying to find something that looks good and always putting on the same 2 outfits, that I don't want to go out, even though I really do want to go out, but I'm just too ashamed of my body. And then after you give me those why is it important answers, then I will say, okay, great. Explain to me or paint to me a picture of how your life will look once you've achieved those goals. So you would then close your eyes and just imagine yourself having achieved those goals. You've lost the weight and you look fantastic, or you've lost the weight and your back pain is gone, or you've lost the weight and you're full to the rim with energy. So how does your life look now? So you're going to close your eyes and just imagine for a minute with yourself what your life's going to look like, and more importantly, how you're going to feel living that life. So you might say to me, after you've closed your eyes for a few minutes, you might say, you know what? My life's going to be amazing. I'm going to come home and I'm going to be in a good mood, and I'm not going to be the angry, short-tempered person that's always snapping. I'm going to come home with a smile on my face, and my kids and my wife or my husband are not going to dread me walking through the front door or dread the sound of the keys, opening the door, because they know, oh, angry mom or angry dad are here. They're going to feel comfortable around me, and there's going to be more peace in the house, and that tension is going to be gone, and everybody's going to feel like they can be themselves, and we'll finally be able to connect and bond in a positive way, and that image that they have of me being short-tempered and angry will dissipate. You might imagine that with the back pain gone and the extra energy that you have, you're going to come home and excitedly encourage the kids to get out and go play. And you're not going to run out of energy in the first 5 minutes, and see them feel disappointed that daddy or mommy don't have enough energy to chase after them anymore. So you're going to think about all those positive things. You're going to imagine yourself planning outings yourself and initiating gatherings with your friends and going out and loving shopping, because what you put on fits and it looks good when you put it on. You don't have to try 1,001 outfits. You're going to think about, your confidence being better. You're going to think about how it's going to affect your career. Maybe you have the confidence to ask for a raise or go for another role, or do a presentation or whatever it may be. So think about it. Think about how is your life going to be different once you've achieved these goals. So just knowing that you want to lose weight is not enough. You need to know why you want to lose the weight, and why it's important for you to lose the weight, and how your life is going to look once you've achieved that goal, and how good you're going to feel. The power of visualizing is so huge, and this is scientifically proven that our thoughts have a vibrational energy, especially when there's an emotion attached to them. So we want to think about where we're going, and we want to attach a really positive, excited feeling with that thought or with that goal. So we need to be clear on what is it that we're achieving. So once you've done that, I want you to spend just a brief moment, not as much time, but just as a brief moment, thinking about the opposite. What happens, or what will your life look like if you don't make this change? If you continue along the same path you're on now, what's your life going to look like, say, 5 years from now? So say you've been in a pattern of, gradually putting on a little bit of weight, not much, just, 1 or 2 kilos a year, but over the last 10 years, that's added up to 20 kilos that you've put on. Maybe you haven't been active or moving, and your back pain is getting worse because you're not exercising and stretching and engaging the muscles that you need to engage. So think about that. What if you don't connect with your kids? What if your kids continue to always know you as angry dad or angry mom, who's always short-tempered because of their pain? And what if you never, build up your confidence and feel good enough to get out there and meet other people and socialize? What happens if you just confine yourself to the 4 walls of your home, hiding from the world out of, shame or discomfort or exhaustion? What's your life going to look like? So don't focus on it too much, but just think about it briefly so that you can see the difference between what happens if I do nothing versus what happens if I do something and see it through to the end. And you should see it through to the end, because this is your life and you're worth the effort. To have a beautiful life, you do have to effort to have the life of your dreams. So you're worth it. Nobody's going to do it for you. I can guide you, but you still have to do it yourself. So once you've thought about that, then I want you to set some actual goals down. So, all right, we said we want to lose weight, but that's pretty vague. Again, how much weight do you want to lose and by when? So you might say to me, oh, I just want to lose 5 kilos and I want to do it, in 2 weeks' time. I'm going to tell you that's a bit unrealistic. That's too short a time frame. I don't want to hear any time frames for the next 2 weeks. You left it to the last minute. You should have started earlier is the honest answer. So yeah, you can go on, a really strict diet where you completely cut out carbs and restrict yourself to 1,200 calories a day and try to stick it out for 14 days, which would be pretty difficult. But who knows, maybe you can, but that's not the sort of client that I'm recommending to do this program. I want people who are going to be easy with themselves and give themselves at least a 8, if not 12-week window to achieve a goal. And 8 to 12 weeks, the maximum weight loss goal I would set for a female would be 10 kilos maximum. And for a male, I would say about 15 kilos in that time frame. But the longer the better. So I would like for you to not put too much pressure on yourself unless you know that you work well under pressure. If that's the case, then so be it. Otherwise, I want you to set a very realistic goal. So if you say to me, for example, Marlene, I have 25 kilos and I want to lose those kilos, those 25 kilos, I'll say, fantastic. Do you believe you can lose 25 kilos? And you might say to me, yeah, of course, I know that I can do it, but I don't know if I, will be able to do it all the way to the end. Then I will say, doesn't sound like you believe it very much. Or you might just tell me straight out, honestly, no, I can't even picture myself losing that much weight. It's so daunting and such a huge number that I don't know if I believe it. And then I'll say, okay, that's fine. It's good to know the end goal. So to know at the end, I would like to lose 25 kilos. And we can write that down and we can set it aside for now. And 25 kilos, let's say you want to do that in 12 months. By this time next year, I want to be 25 kilos lighter. So we set that goal, but that's not what we focus on. Because if every morning you wake up and you jump on the scale, and by the way, I hope it's not every morning you jump on the scale, but if you wake up and you jump on the scale and you see you've lost 2 kilos and you're thinking about 25 kilos, you're probably going to huff and puff and go, oh, my God, this is taking so long. I've only lost 2 kilos. And you're going to talk down to yourself or talk negatively to yourself and possibly talk yourself out of sticking to it. So I don't want that. I want you to set a realistic goal of, say, half a kilo per week, or say 2 pounds per week fat loss. Now, there'll be weeks when you lose more and there'll be weeks when you don't lose anything at all. But as long as you average out to about half a kilo or 2 pounds per week, I think that's fantastic. This is an excellent way to gradually lose weight, to avoid hitting a plateau, and to do it over a long enough period so that, one, it's sustainable, and two, it can become a lifestyle change, not a quick fix where we're going to revert back to our habits later and put on all the weight again and just feel like, we're destined to be fat and never lose the weight, which is what I used to do all the time, by the way. Extreme diets, up and down, and never really setting realistic goals or even just being honest with myself about the journey ahead. So I want you to write down your goals, write down your whys, write down why they matter, write down what your life's going to look like once you've achieved them. Make sure that there's an emotional reason in there so that you need to be real with yourself for a moment. Think about briefly what your life will look like if you don't achieve it, and then make that decision. All right, I'm setting out, I'm going to lose this weight. And then you set down a means of measuring it. So you might say, you might set the goal in terms of kilos. So you have your big goal of 25 kilos, but I'm going to focus on half a kilo a week. And that's all I'm going to focus on, so that when I lose that half a kilo, it's positive reinforcement. Yay, I did it. And then you just repeat the same formula the next week to lose that next half a kilo. Or your goal might be set in terms of a size of clothing you want to wear. So let's say you're a size 22 and you want to come down to a size 16, or maybe your ultimate goal is to come down to a size 14. But for now, we're just going to focus on one size at a time. We might set that goal for every fortnight or every month. So write it all down. Write it somewhere where you can see it. So preferably on your bathroom mirror where you brush your teeth in the morning, or somewhere in your office or by your desk, or on the fridge door. Write down your goals so that you see them and they are constant reminders of what it is you are trying to achieve. So let's do it. Please feel free to write out your goals and send them to me. I will be organizing weekly group chats on Zoom where you guys can all talk to me live and ask questions to help set your goals up correctly. But feel free to email them to me or share them on the Facebook group page. All right, have a good day, and thank you for being here and for investing time in yourself. All right, I'll see you again next week.